I gotta build another keyboard then. So once again, I'm doing another keyboard build. And guess what, guys? Yes, you're correct. It's not mine. I'm not gonna talk about my financial situation, so I'm just gonna talk about the keyboard itself and all the parts and probably the price breakdown, I guess. So we got the Keycool KC84, the wired version. Then we have the Taihao Type R Red Black Double Shot PBT keycap set. And also we actually have one set of Akko Vintage Whites and Akko Jelly Whites. I'll talk about that later. The total price of this, excluding tools like lube or whatever, it will cost around 6,223 pesos or $125. So let's do an unboxing of the Keycool KC84. So this is the keyboard itself. It is a compact 75% layout. It can support up to 5-pin switches, and it can only support plate mount stabilizers. We also have the included USB-C cable. And here are the two sets of Akko switches. And last but not the least, the keycap set that we're going to use for this keyboard. While this Timelapse is playing in the background, I'd like to say a few things. So if you're not sure, if you want to go into this hobby and if you're not sure where to start, so let's say you don't know what keyboard is really good as a starter build, well, if you're in the Philippines, try going to a nearby Data Blitz branch a visit. Because they have GMMK Pro, they have a lubing station, they have probably even G-Lube on stock. They also have Akko coil cables, Akko keycaps, and also Akko switches. I'm gonna show pictures here, and they basically have everything for a beginner or even a veteran, I guess. I'm not a veteran, I'm just still a newbie in all this, but you get what you need there for like a stock build. As for the rest, you can obviously go Shopee, order some lube or some brushes, maybe even switch films if you want to go that route, and you're basically set on creating your first custom mechanical keyboard. So out of the box, the KC84 sounds fine. They don't sound particularly amazing, but they don't sound bad. The stabilizers are really dry, so you're going to hear some rattle, which is fine because I'm gonna put lube on either way. Unlike goat stabilizers on the GMMK Pro, they're pre-lubed too much. My goodness. And now I'm going to modify this keyboard, starting with the switches. I'm going to lube them up, and afterwards I'm going to try to toot the stabilizers and also holy mod them. And afterwards, I'm gonna put some foam on it. I'm gonna put PE foam in the KC84 so to get that marbly sound that I really like. And without further ado, here's the time lapse. So that is the Keycool KC84 modded and all that. Before I go with my overall thoughts, what are the cons of this keyboard? So number one is the recessed USB-C port. Because of the USB-C port, it is meant for like using with the stock cable so they can route it on the back or route it on the sides. The problem about that is that if you're gonna go use a custom cable, it might not fit because of the recessed space in there. The next problem is possibly the screwless approach of the keyboard. Because it's screwless, you're not gonna handle with any screws. But on the flip side, you have to do some bit of force to open the keyboard, and sometimes that is not for some people because you might risk breaking something on the keyboard. And then the other thing is the manual. It's Chinese. It shouldn't be a drawback, but it will be neat if it's English. And lastly, there are reports of some latency issues based on this person who said it when I posted this on the mechanical keyboard subreddit. This is something you have to keep in mind. I have no experience on that, and I really used this keyboard for like basically 5 days. I didn't really have any issues with it. So what are my overall thoughts? Despite the issues that I mentioned, it's not really that huge, and at this price, it's actually a good keyboard. Now, the RK84 is going to be a bit more value oriented. At the price of the KC84, it already has keycaps and switches. But if you're going to ask me for a custom build with the RK84, it will more or less go near the same price as this build right here. Assuming they also buy the same parts, it's going to basically go on almost the same price. So in that sense, it's actually not a bad keyboard. So with that out of the way, this is the Keycool KC84. Not much to say. So this marks the end of this video. So like, comment, subscribe, you know, do all the basic stuff, and maybe I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace. Oh, one more thing. Faker IQ75 coming soon, I guess.